Welcome back to the Quote Room, Real Talk Sessions. This is episode 2 of our 5-part series, 5 Reasons They Don't Want You to Heal. In episode 1, we talked about the importance of healing with responsibility, making sure you're not transferring pain to people who had nothing to do with what broke you. Now in this episode, we're building on that. Because once you start healing, even with good intentions, you might start pulling on things other people have been trying to keep buried. Old wounds, hidden truths, closets that were never meant to be opened. Let's talk about why your healing starts making other people uncomfortable, even when you're just trying to get free. This brings us to episode 2. Your healing might drum up old skeletons, and that's one of the real reasons some folks don't want you to heal. Because the deeper you go into yourself, the more uncomfortable things you might unintentionally expose. You might not be trying to call anybody out. You're just asking better questions. You're trying to understand what shaped you, and without even realizing it, you start tugging on threads connected to things other people have worked hard to keep buried, and they feel it, even if you don't say a name, even if you're quiet about the details, even if you're just talking about you. They still feel it, because your clarity threatens their version of the story. That's why you'll start seeing people get defensive or distant. You'll try to have an honest conversation and suddenly it feels like a war. You're saying, "This is what happened to me," and they'll respond like you're trying to tear everything apart. But it's not always about what you said. It's about what your healing is unearthing. Some people don't want the truth talked about. Not because it's a lie, but because it was never supposed to see daylight. Let me give an example. Let's say you're trying to make sense of how you were raised. You start asking questions about your childhood and how things don't quite add up. You bring up memories that feel blurry but real. Moments that were never talked about. The silence, the tension, the way certain things were always brushed off or ignored. You're not blaming anyone. You just want clarity. You want to understand why you were shaped the way you were, but now your healing is triggering shame in someone else. Maybe your parent, maybe your uncle, maybe the sibling who saw it, but never said anything. And suddenly, people start acting like you're the problem, not the thing that happened, but you, for speaking on it. Now the family group chat is quiet. The phone calls slow down. You're being labeled as too emotional, disrespectful, or dramatic. But really, they're scared. Not scared of you, but scared of what you're starting to uncover. That's the real reason they don't want you to heal. Because healing brings light. And that light doesn't stop at your story. It shines on everything connected to it. And not everybody is ready for that kind of exposure. Not even the accidental kind. So if you've ever felt like people started changing on you once you began to grow, it might not be hate. It might be fear. Fear of what you now represent. Fear that your peace might cost them their disguise. Your job isn't to expose anybody. Your job is to get free. But do it with care. Do it with clarity. And do it knowing that once you open certain doors, you can't always control what walks out. I'm Mike Moe, and this is the Quote Room, where words wake minds. Appreciate you for sitting with me. Until next time, keep healing, keep growing, even if nobody claps for it. And make sure you come back tomorrow for episode 3 of 5, Reasons They Don't Want You to Heal. We'll be talking about something that's hard for a lot of people to face. They're going to lose you if they don't start their own healing too. Because when one person starts growing and the other stays stuck, distance is inevitable. And if they're not willing to do the work with you, you won't be able to stay where they are. You won't want to miss that one.